Good morning. Excuse me. Good morning. Got a little frog in my throat this morning. Today is September the 6th, and I'm going to chat about my day yesterday for September the 5th. What did I do yesterday? Yesterday was a pretty busy day, actually. I feel like every day that I've had leading up to moving into a new apartment and getting everything together, moving stuff around, continuing my job and all that kind of stuff has really been quite the roller coaster. And I'm sure other people who have moved feel the exact same way about that too. So yesterday I drove my parents' car back up north to drop it off because they let me borrow it for 3 weeks while they went camping. So that was really nice of them. And I had to bring it back. And my friend Allie, who I live with, was so kind and said that she was going to follow me up with her car so that I didn't have to take the bus, which takes about 4.5 hours to get from my parents' house back here, which is a huge bummer because it only takes like an hour to drive up there. So it's kind of a pain in the ass. So she was a lifesaver. So thank you, Allie, for doing that. And yeah, so we drove up there and dropped off a couple boxes. And I saw my younger brother, Adriel, who's, I think, I don't know how old he is. I think he's like 23. Yeah, 23, I think. 24? I don't know. Somewhere around that. He's in his early 20s. And he's quite the industrious worker. And he was creating a homemade top box for his van that he bought like secondhand off of some guy in a junkyard. And he had gone to a junkyard and then just stuffed his van filled with like old microwaves and like TVs and like scraps of like metal and like all these wires and computer pieces. And I should have taken a picture. I regret not taking a picture, but it was just everywhere. It was everywhere, like all over the lawn and all over the deck and all inside every room. Like when you go into the house, there's like a living room and then the kitchen and kind of like another living area and the dining room, and like every surface was full of clothes or his computer setup. He like moved all the couches around, and the kitchen was just like full of dishes and food items that they had been cooking, and it was just like the biggest mess that you could possibly do. And it gave me some serious anxiety, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get out of here right now. So he's an industrious lad, but he also, doesn't seem to think that is like, not good to kind of explode all over my parents' lawn and then not like kind of clean it up afterwards. So my poor parents came home like a couple hours later, and then he wasn't even there. He left. Him and his girlfriend left, and they had like left her cat there too. And my parents had just got home from camping, and obviously when you come home from camping, you're tired. You got to unpack all the stuff and get back to a regular routine before relaxing and going back to work and stuff like that. So when they came home, it was just like the biggest disaster. Like, it's giving me a migraine just thinking about it. And my poor mom called me and she's like, oh my gosh, like, what do I do? This is so crazy. It's just a huge mess. And my dad was upset, and Ruben, my younger brother, who's, I think he's 11, was just everybody was just really upset, and tensions were high, and it was just not a good time for anybody. So, oh man, I'm so glad that I wasn't there when that happened. I left as soon as I got there. I was like, peace, I'm leaving. I'm not hanging out with this crazy mess. it's giving me a migraine. So yeah, that was that. And then our friends, they were having a housewarming party because they moved as well, like last month, I think. And they were kind of getting all organized, and then they had us all over, all our friends, which was super nice. And they have a really cute little apartment, and it looks over Lake Ontario, and it's absolutely beautiful. Just the view is so nice, except I'm kind of afraid of heights. So for me, when I was going out on the little what do you call it? Deck? No, porch, landing, patio. I don't know what it's called. The thingy that sticks out of like big buildings, and you walk onto it, and it's out in the air. I don't know. It's just, you know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you've been on one before. Anybody out there? And anyway, it was really beautiful. You could see the CN Tower. And at night, it was so beautiful because the CN Tower lights up all different colors. So it was going all different colors, and it was super beautiful. And then it was really cool because there was when we were looking at the moon, it's like almost full. And it was so beautiful because we saw a star that was like red, and it was like kind of close to the moon, like behind it a little bit. And we were all freaking out. We're like, what is that? Wow, what is that moon? Because we don't know anything about astrology. And then one of our friends looked it up, and it was Mars, and it was so cool. It like blew our minds that we could see Mars like right beside the moon, and it just looked so cool. And I really wished that I had like a really awesome camera that I could have taken a picture, but I'm sure somebody out there has taken a picture of it from last night, and I'll definitely go check that out because it was super beautiful. It was very beautiful and startling. So I really enjoyed it. And then what else did we do? Yeah, so we got to see all those peeps, and they were super nice. Everyone was wonderful. The apartment was beautiful. We all just hung out and caught up because we haven't really seen each other very much since COVID. And now in Toronto, you can kind of like have parties and stuff. As long as it's like your kind of immediate friend group, which it is, so that was great. And then when we were leaving, it was really cool because we went down, our friend was gonna drive us home, and then we went downstairs and we heard like music coming from a field. So we like hopped over this fence and went into this field, and there was like another mini like rave going on, which was so cool. So we kind of just stood at the back because there weren't too many people wearing masks, and we didn't want to get too involved. So we kind of stood at the back, and we were just jamming out to the music for a little bit and hanging out and chatting a little bit more. And that was super nice. And then we came home and had a little party in the car for a little bit, and got home here, and our washing machine doesn't work properly. So it'll like, the little like box that you pull out to put detergent in, it doesn't like close properly, so we have to get that fixed. And then if you put it on like the normal cycle, it gets stuck at like the rinse cycle and keeps like going between like the rinse and the spin, but it won't ever like end. So you have to keep like restarting it and like pressing the button until it finishes, and it's just really fucking annoying. So all of our laundry was like wet, and we had to hang it up on like a little hanger because it was just like soaking wet afterwards. And when you come home at like 1:30 in the morning and you're drunk, the last thing you want to do is like fold laundry. So we just shoved it all on the floor, and that's why I'm doing this right now. It was pretty silly. So yeah, that was my day 2 of my daily diary recording. And so we'll see how I'm feeling a little bit later, and then I'll post again tomorrow of my day today. Started pretty late today. It's almost 1 o'clock. I slept for like that entire time. So I'll I'll make another video tomorrow. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope I have a wonderful day. I think I am going to, because I have a really good day planned. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.